Hello and welcome to part 19 of my F1 2016 career mode here for the Mexican Grand Prix.
Our upgrade pace is looking solid right now, but I do think we need to push harder if we want to stay competitive. Here's the report.
So here's a vehicle performance comparison. So it seems as though Force India have overtaken us, so that's never good. So this Mexican Grand Prix might be tough. But as you saw, the tyre allocation, we went with softer because tyre wear I don't think is very high around this track. I might be wrong. Track acclimatisation, we got purple for every single corner. That's good. We didn't have time to do tyre management because I don't have time for it because of like schools getting in the way of it. So qualifying pace, we got perfect. And if you know, and team objectives we did all right. And if you see what I mean by like the time management, I can't do it because it takes too long, and I wouldn't be able to finish I wouldn't be able to smash through as much of this career mode as I can. But as you see there, we top practice 3, but now it's raining for qualifying, so this is going to be interesting. Do we put 3 laps of fuel in, or do we put 5 laps in? Because you normally, or 4 laps in, sorry, because you usually improve when you go for a second run on the same set of tyres on a set of inters. Our teammate's gone purple, but we pull into the pits because our lap was a little bit scruffy, so we pulled into the pits, whacked a new set of intermediates on, and went out for a run. At the end of the first sector, we are 0.6 of a second up. So if we maintain that, that would be amazing. But after the middle sector, we've lost half a second to Raikkonen. So if we lose that much in the middle, in this final sector, we could be in trouble. So we're gonna have to push as hard as we can through the stadium section now, through turn 16, and now navigate turn 17. Relatively nice, and we snatched pole off of Raikkonen. But we went out for another run, we improved a bit. We lost 0.2 in the final sector though, and we are just on par. I think there's 33 thousandths in it. So just comparing mine and Raikkonen's times. And we're gonna go to the race soon.
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. And joining me amongst the cheers of the phenomenal Mexico. So before the off, let's...
So the strategy says 2 stops from the softest compound to the hardest compound, or we could do the 3 stop, which looks intriguing. But here we are for the start. We got a fairly average start, and we might be swamped down into turn 1, but I doubt it. And it looks like we're going to have the lead coming into turn 1 now, and yes, we do. One of the front cars attempts to go up our inside, but it doesn't work. Verstappen and Raikkonen have lost a lot of ground to us, so we're going to see the reason behind that. And they just sold each other up so much, because that's not normally a 2-car wide section. But after the first lap, we have 3 seconds lead. And coming over the line after the second lap, we have 8 seconds. 8. But that gap's gonna decrease slightly because the drop off of these super soft tyres is quite major around this track. So don't expect me to be punching in laps that quickly all day long. We just about slowed down for the pit limiter there. Just flicking through the camera angles. And we're gonna pull into our pit box and fit a set of soft tyres to go to around lap 17 or something. We've come out in P5, P6, no, P10. Sorry, the preview screen's really small, but we've come out in P10, I think that says. So this could be crucial for our race if we get held up behind the cars in front of us who are on soft, on the same compound as us, and mediums, because we've got younger tyres by 7 laps, and the front cars like Perez and Raikkonen are going to be ever gaining on us, ever pulling out time to try and close the theoretical gap to us when we retake the lead, when we potentially retake the lead of this Grand Prix. But like I was saying, we might not have that lead if we keep squabbling with the mid-pack cars. We've closed up to our teammate now, got in the slipstream, pulled to the right, and we're going to go up the inside into the stadium section, run slightly wide, and on the replay, here we are, cinematic view. Grosjean got a bit out of shape after the S sections, but we simply went up the inside, just like that 50% race I did at Mexico when I was racing as Lewis Hamilton back in August. But we got in the DRS on the Williams, but that Williams is so quick in a straight line with DRS and slipstream, it's a joke. But we're going to go round the outside of Bottas. Might be a good move if we pull it off. Yes, we pull it off. We're going to go up the inside of Vettel, round the outside of Vettel, round the outside of Hamilton. Had to brake early because of the AI. Smashed the 50-metre braking board. Hamilton retakes the position, but we dive up the inside, and we've gained 4 positions in the space of about 5 corners. So just getting that on the replay now, we annihilated that 50-metre brake board. A lot of smoke coming from our car for reasons I do not know. Just showing how out of shape we got after that S section, because that could have ended our race then and there, and that would have been terrible. And now we're going to try and close the gap to the car in front. Oh no, try and overtake the car in front and defend from Hamilton behind us, because he's looking very racy on those medium tyres when they're coming to their own at this stage of the race. And it seems as though Hamilton's closer to us than we are to Ricciardo. The AI braked very early for turn 1 and that turn, right up the gearbox of Ricciardo. We've got DRS, we're going to activate that, and now we're trying to defend from Hamilton at the same time. We're trying to overtake Ricciardo. Brakes pretty early, we dive up the inside, hit the apex of that turn, and now Hamilton's trying to sell Ricciardo around the outside, and it didn't work out for him. And just getting that overtake on the cinematic view again, it's a decent move, very aggressive and late, but it was fair, and we're going to continue on. Thought about it up the inside of Verstappen there, but we're going to go up the inside into the stadium section. Very committed, we squeeze him out, and that's another position for the taking, and we've got it. So next car up is, I can't read that, Hulkenberg, I think. Engineer tried to change us onto a different strategy, but we weren't having any of it. Now braking for turn 1, hit the apex. Get a lot of that curve, it really sends you, like, it pushes you out of the corner like slingshot almost. Out of the corner. We're purple to the first sector. That just shows that we're going very quickly in this.
Gap to first place is 8.8 seconds.
Very quick at this stage of the race, but hit the apex turn 1, Do not brake for that section. You gain so much time on the AI when you do that. Now we're in the DRS and slipstream of Nico Hulkenberg. Ever gaining on him. We pull to the left. We're going to brake very late. We're purple again. Tries to do the switchback, but we hold the position, and Perez is only just ahead of us now. So I'm going to try and close up to him. But the end of lap 17, our tyres were very, very worn, extremely worn. And just about slowed down. Rio Haryanto is out of the race. So we went on the replay and saw what the cause of that was. And this is car number 88, and it's another, how many engine failures do there want to be in this career mode? Like, honestly, so many. Pulls up pretty safely, so that's always good to see. Pull into the pits to fit a set of medium tyres, which I'm not actually sure these will go half of the race distance to the end, so we might have to pit again for like super softs or something with like 5 laps to go, but we'll see what happens. We're rejoining P7. We go up the inside of the car in front of us, who is on super soft tyres. Illegal overtake apparently, so we have to let him through in a very clever position now. So now we can get the slipstream on that Williams, but he's got DRS, so that's gonna be crucial. We dive up the inside again. Seems to be our party move around this circuit, but we've got the position, which could be crucial because he's on super softs and he would have pulled away from us, and we could have burnt up his super soft tyres whilst he was behind us. But cut into lap 25. The engineers asked us if we want to change strategy, so we look at the strategy calls and we accept it because there's no way our tyres were going to go to the end. We would have to coast round in like 8th gear through every corner and get poor acceleration. Went up the inside of that Sauber there, who got all out of shape. Now we're behind Nico Hulkenberg again, so we've got to like do the same thing we did to him last time, because that seems to be the AI's weakness. So gonna try and make the most out of that. But down the pit main straight, no, not down the second DRS zone, we dived up the inside, and that is P2. And our tyres are, the tyre wear, I was definitely wrong when I said the tyre wear was going to be low. That Force India is still behind us. He might have a go on us into the stadium section, but he thought better of it. Yellow flag now. We pull into the pits for a set of super soft tyres. It was Ricardo who retired, and it's another sensational engine failure through the stadium section. Crowd will be excited of that one. And safety car. So this is going to help us a lot because we pitted at exactly the perfect moment. And we can push as hard as we can to the end of this race and conserve as much as we can behind the safety car to have minimum wear when we need to push. So hopefully this safety car lasts about 3 laps so we can really utilise these super soft tyres. Got an achievement as we almost hit the back of Raikkonen there. That could have ended our race then and there. Safety car coming in at the end of lap 32, so yes, it stayed out for 3 laps, so ideally I've wanted 4, but I don't know if that's possible. But green flag racing now, back to resume racing. In the slipstream of the Ferrari of Raikkonen, who's on soft tyres, so I don't think he pitted. So we're going to dive up the inside very late. We've got amazing grip on these tyres, because the softest tyres come into their very own towards the end of the race when it's on low fuel. But now we've got Vettel and Perez in front of us. The home favourite is winning his home Grand Prix, so happy for him, but I'm going to try and spoil the party if I can. And Perez sets the fastest lap by three or 4 thousandths over us. So he's very quick at this stage of the race. Raikkonen thought about a move into turn 1, but he thought better of it. And just showing how not braking for that section gains you an enormous amount of time. And Vettel's on used soft as well, so we should be dispatching of him pretty quickly as we dive up the inside very aggressively. Almost made contact there, which would have definitely seen us having to defend for second all the time. But as you saw, we drifted round turn 1 there. I didn't really know what I was saying like a couple of seconds ago, sorry about that. But absolutely sensational drift. Held on to P2. Happy for Perez to win his home Grand Prix, but we come home in a very solid second place.
Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Vijay Mallya there looks elated with his driver of Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen's got about a 10 trillion second time penalty, as you can see there. Don't know what that's all about.
Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Difficult call, Crofty, but I'd like to say Sergio Perez. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that here today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. There'll be plenty more twists.
Seems as though conserving and going for the 2-stop was the way to go for us for the race, but the tyre was just too high. And just looking at our laps now, we've got a few warnings towards the end of the race. So I'm going to leave you with the championship standings. Another achievement. And so like if you want to see more, it really helps me out and lets me know if you want to see more. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I really appreciate it if you did. And to join us to bring Haas to the front. Here's our trophy room. And goodbye. And also, we only need about a few more points to win the championship at Brazil, so see you then.